So Kathy, so what strikes me is that uh, one of the things that I think parents and a lot of people worry about when their child does have a diagnosis or when they are flagged as somebody who may be needing some help. A lot of people don't want their child to go into that special education environment because they're afraid that this is the start of limiting them and them thinking that they don't have to, you know, meet the same standards as others, right? That they can meet this other standard and that so a lot of parents I think tend to push back. And society in general says, if you know that you have this diagnosis, they're afraid that you're going to start having a limiting belief about yourself.
Hmm. Yes.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I will speak to that. So that's complicated. It's the the purpose of special education support is to meet the children where they are and then remediate skill deficit, help them and bring them forward. That's not quite how it works unless you know how to get that to work. And so the caution is that, and the question that a parent has to be continually asking the school is, at what cost? At what cost is this support being provided to my child? And what is the actual support? Because here's the other piece of this. Um, it's so important to know that as a special educator, special educators, we're taught to understand disabilities and disorders and to teach in certain ways, to excuse a lot of things. And so what often happens is that, well, and the truth is, there really isn't measurable growth beyond, in my career, 35 years now, I rarely, if ever, see a child who enters special education with let's say, a reading disability, reading comprehension disability. They come in around third, fourth grade with below grade level skills. The skills
Hmm.
never, and never is a strong word, increase. They don't move forward, getting away, no emotional difficulties or home difficulties, nothing else gets in the way. There should be measurable growth equal to instruction. So if there's a 7-month school year, there should be 7 months of measurable growth at least, not less, but at least. If cognitive ability is lower, then the growth doesn't occur as quickly. So let's say child has a low average cognitive ability. They may gain 5 months in a 7-month school year. Over the course of the summer, though, a long break, in education is called regression and recoupment.
Hmm.
Over the course of a long break, all students are expected to lose a little bit. But you take the child with identified with a diagnosis, with a disability or disorder. So if that child, let's say that the child's in the 5th grade and their reading level is 3rd grade, 5th month. And if you've got excellent teachers and an excellent program, they might be able to get that child up by the end of the school year to maybe 4th grade. Over the course of the summer, with a low average cognitive ability, they're going to lose at least 2 grading periods worth of instruction. So you brought them forward 5 months. They lose 3 to 4 months over the course of the summer. So now you're almost back at the beginning again. And that happens one year after another.
Yeah.
What parents can do to sort of take care of that, what a parent can do is, and there are ways to do it, to assess for growth over time. And there are ways, I teach families all the time how to work with a school so that you are getting accurate, valid assessment information at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the year.
Hmm.
So there's growth over time. And then this is the parent part that they don't necessarily like, is it's as simple as, if you have a child, if the disorder is in reading, if it's in reading, it's also going to be in writing. And so it's as simple as having, I call it a home program. If you've got a 7-week break over the course of the summer, if you'll spend 60 to about 75 minutes with the child, reading and writing 5 out of 7 days, there's no loss. It's you can do that, but that's not what we tend to do. And so for families, I'm looking at all of this, the identification, the label, the meeting special education eligibility in the label actually can buy you far more than it doesn't. And by that, I mean things that will help the child when it's time for post-secondary education and different things. At the same time, to your point initially, it can be limiting almost always, almost all the time. It is, unless as a parent, you know how to be on top of that to ensure that that doesn't happen for your child. And so in simple terms, I tell families, and when I work as an advocate with families, I tell them, we're going to get the best possible program within the school, given the realities of the situation in the school, and you're going to have to supplement. Outside that school day, you're going to have to supplement if you want to maximize potential.
Mhm.
Because the other thing to realize is in special education in our country, there's federal law that mandates we do this. We provide free, appropriate public education, but there's not funding to help schools do that. The other piece is there's nothing that requires growth. The only thing that schools have to ensure is that there's no significant loss of skills.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
just, there's a lot to it. And so
That's a very frustrating thing.
it is